Hello, everybody. I'm Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. And today's topic is going to be allowing yourself to take up space in the world. For example, to boldly and unapologetically be the unique person that you are. We are all unique. And I think that as we enter into adulthood, a lot of times we are very suppressing and hiding of ourselves because as children, just naturally in school, teachers teach us to conform, to stay in line, wait your turn, don't speak up, don't question authority, mind the dress code, etc., etc. You get it. So on a subconscious level, we learn to remain or play smaller than our souls actually want us to be for fear of not being liked or for not fitting in. So we tend to not be too eccentric, too smart, too pretty, stand out too much, and so on and so on. We dim ourselves down, we dim our light down. So we're kind of set up to play and stay small in life and have lower expectations of ourselves and what life has to offer us. And that snowballs into adult life. Living other people's ideas of what we think, of what they think that we should be doing and how we should be living our lives, right? Ending up in a job we don't want. Sure, we can all relate to that, right? At one point or another. If that's not the case for you, really happy for you. Um, just because we're told it's a decent salary, we end up not starting that business because people tell you that it likely won't succeed. Not posting what you want to post on social media because you're afraid of what people might be judging you for. Not starting the YouTube channel because you're afraid to be seen, judged, and not liked. That was my experience. That's why I didn't start a channel earlier, because of all those things. So these false negative conditionings keeps us from being bold, being seen, being heard, and we are all worthy of being seen, being unique, having an opinion, dressing how we want, expressing yourself how you want, regardless of the herd mentality. We all have unique qualities that offer something of value to this world. We must first learn to be okay with being seen, number one, having a voice, and then to be okay with the fact that not everyone is going to like you because that's just a fact. They're just not going to. And let them, right? You have to, as you allow yourself to be you and to be your unique self, you also have to allow others to do the same. And some of them are just simply not going to like you. And you're not supposed to um, vibe with every single person, right? So that's just natural. We all have the right to authentically be ourselves and choose how we live our lives, where we live, and with whom. We need to examine the areas in life that we are living from a place of expectation from or obligation to others. Now, the exception for this, obviously, I am not referring to your children. When you choose to bring a child into this world, you are obligated and responsible for caring for them, emotionally, materially, financially, everything. So I'm not referring to your kids, not at all. What is it that we want to do or wish that we were doing that we're not because you're afraid of what other people will think of it, of you, of your choices? Will they talk behind your back? Will they disagree with your lifestyle choice and, be angry with you, leave your life, not talk to you anymore? There's an array of emotional fears that we all have at some point or another. We need to examine what we tell ourselves, that we talk ourselves out of. What are we talking ourselves out of doing to keep us safely in that status quo? And what I mean is, so our bodies from the inside out are designed to keep us safe. It doesn't we don't our minds don't want us to get hurt. So we have a lot of safety mechanisms that keep in that often talk us out of doing bolder things because it's afraid of the unknown and it doesn't want you to take risks where you could get hurt. Some of our excuses that we tell ourselves can be kind of comical and both ridiculous. When I was thinking of some of them today, I'm like, wow, that's so. Just for some examples, would you not write that book that you've been wanting to write because there's already been too many books written and people don't need any more books to read? Um, not start a YouTube channel because you think that no one will watch it. So when you think about the fact that there's over 8 billion people in this world, your unique gifts can benefit someone else, but you don't need all 8 billion. There's plenty of people to go around. You don't need 8 billion people to follow you on Instagram or 8 billion people to read your blog or subscribe to your channel. The lives that you were meant to touch will find you, and vice versa. That's my message for today. I thought that it was really important to touch on that area of allowing yourself to be seen and heard in this world, because I just think that so many of us choose to remain silent when you don't have to. You're allowed to have an opinion. Um, choose to hide and do everything in your power to not be seen, whether it's on social media or just in public, or wherever, whatever example you can come up with in your own mind. Um, I used to be one of those people that really pushed back on social media and didn't want anything to do with it because I'd say, I just don't understand why everybody wants to put themselves out there. Why are you putting yourself out there like that? Why are you putting your business online? Why are you putting yourself out there like that for people to judge and make fun of you and this, that? And, I've grown to the point where I'm like, why? Why don't you want people to see you? Why don't you feel comfortable posting that selfie of yourself if you think that it's a great picture because you're afraid that your friends might think you're arrogant or something? Or, if your hair isn't perfect in that moment, that people are going to leave nasty comments and, you know, just hate out on you. And I mean, yeah, is that stuff going to happen? Yeah. But I think what it really comes down to is developing the art of not caring so much what everybody else thinks and just letting yourself be authentically you. And whoever doesn't vibe with that might fall out of your life naturally. That's okay. But think about the new possibilities that that could open up, the new people you could meet, the new opportunities that that might attract, the new path to that new career you wish that you could find or start. And this was, like I've said in all of my other episodes so far, this was a very uncomfortable, out of my comfort zone thing to do. Um, just dive in on social media, to put myself behind camera is not, it didn't feel natural to me. It's doing something new, but in that newness is where our growth lies, right? So if you're not trying to, or if you're not willing to ever try anything new, how can you expect to attract the new things, people, places, and opportunities that you are hoping for in order to create the life that you really want to have? So that is my message for today. I appreciate anyone who has stayed and watched this to the end. Um, I would also appreciate if you would like and leave a comment if you have any, maybe a suggestion for a post topic that you'd like me to talk about or cover. If my content resonates with you, I would appreciate a subscribe. Any free way to support the channel would really, really help me out. So I do appreciate all of you and love you very much. And I will see you again on Thursday. Thanks and have a great day.